It's not often, forget often. I mean, in Indian cinema, I don't think you've seen intimacy like the way we've done in this film.
Everything comes down to comfort, and like Shakun and all of them like made me feel comfortable and safe.
Indian movies have always oversimplified the idea of romance and love.
It was a very big deal to be working with Shakun. He was, as I've said before, he was a dream director for me.
The first time I'm playing a lead part, against a prominent personality and against a well-known director, a big production house. The whole setup was big.
There is a film on paper, but a lot of this film was also just discovering and exploring as we go along.
Welcome guys on Bollywood Hungama, and congratulations for a fantastic trailer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shakun, Batra, tell something. You're the writer of the film as well.
Me and two other writers.
How do you imagine the world of Gehraiyaan and the fact that you're having mainstream Hindi film artists who are speaking primarily in English, which is I think in a way a new thing, but it also gives you an audience which is way beyond India. So how did you imagine it in the first place?
The idea was to kind of, it is an urban story, and the idea was to kind of stay authentic. So they don't necessarily always speak in English. I think in the trailer there are a lot more lines that may make it sound like that. But the idea of the film was always to kind of explore relationships in a murkier zone, where the characters are stepping into the unconventional territories of adultery. So story was something that I've always wanted to explore. I thought, Indian movies have always oversimplified the idea of romance and love. But there are a lot of stories that do take place outside of conventional boundaries that India has, the Indian story generally lends itself to. So I wanted to kind of go in that direction, and I'm really glad that I had a bunch of people believed in that idea, and we decided to go in that direction. So yeah,
that's amazing. All right, so Deepika, belated happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right, and Deepika, when I saw the promo, my first response was I was just thinking about the fact that you're one of those artists which I feel, this is my perception, who's not merely working for that Friday. Somewhere you're working for that posterity, that 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, how people are going to declassify your movies, look at your movies. How important is the legacy factor for you?
Thank you so much for that. It's not often that I get asked that question, but that's a great insight, if I may say, because that's absolutely right. I think over the years, with the kind of films that I've done, with the experiences that I've had professionally and personally, I think you reach a stage in your life where you don't live for that Friday. You really live for what is that legacy that you can leave behind, whether it's your choice of films, whether it's your choice of characters, whether it's the work you do outside of what my primary profession is, which is of being an actor. It's true that I'm in that phase of my life, and I have been for the last couple of years, where really I think you reach a stage in your life where you want to be able to not just push the envelope, but also do things differently. Do things differently from the way they have been done historically. Question why things have been done a certain way, and then do it your own way. What is it that I'm going to leave behind? So yes, thank you for that. And yes, I am on that journey. And I think Gehraiyaan for me is a part of that journey. How do we push the envelope with the kind of stories that we tell, the kind of characters that we're able to portray on screen, the intimacy that you see in the film, the little bit that you're seeing in the trailer. It's not often, forget often. I mean, in Indian cinema, I don't think you've seen intimacy like the way we've done in this film. I don't think you've seen characters like you will see in this movie. So like I said, I think that journey of mine, or that purpose that I wake up with every morning, really also translates to why I ended up doing this movie.
All right, and Dhairya tells you in the film that 50% of Mumbai does the same thing with the garbage, and you say that let's be the other 50%. So my thought after listening to that dialogue was that you're someone who treads on a path less traveled, and it's not easy. Where do you get that courage from?
Again, I think I don't, without wanting this to sound philosophical or whatever, I do wake up every morning thinking, what is my purpose? What is it that drives me every day? what is it that I'm giving back? And how is it that through my work or through my actions, I'm able to impact or influence people's lives in a positive way? I truly wake up every morning thinking that. So, yes, I do want to be, very often I get responses from people saying, but it's never been done. Everybody does it like this. And I'm like, sure, I'm sure everybody does it like this, but I don't want to do it like that. I want to do it like this. I want to do it in a way that has never been done before. Right. So, yes, it's not just a character that says that line. That's also a philosophy that I truly believe in.
Ananya, congratulations. You're looking amazing in the promo.
Thank you.
And Ananya, while I was preparing, do you think at times you're someone who writes songs and rap and all that stuff as well? So do you feel at times कि यार ये इतना smart होना, इतना witty होना भी at times थोड़ा सा बहुत अच्छी बात नहीं है?
देखिए, मैं जितना जानता हूँ कि मैं अपना सच बोल सकता हूँ. So मेरा जो सच है वो मैं बोलता हूँ, and I have never feared, I've been honest about whatever I've felt, and I've been very, very real to whoever I've been with or whoever I've worked with, my friends and people, even my colleagues. And I mean, that's how I am. So मैं, whatever I feel, it's there, and I have a way of saying it. And I mean, it's witty and funny at times. It might just sound really, so sometimes I think that I should hold back, but then I was like, yeah, that's
YOLO.
not me. Yeah, no, but that's not me. Yeah, YOLO. Exactly. You only live once. So yeah, I'm going to say my truth and always be, standing by it. So yeah.
Okay, you're standing by it. All right. So we move on. Dhairya, wonderful performance in 83. The fact that you're a right-hander and you learn to bowl left-handed, that in itself tells the level of commitment that you have. Tell us how the experience being a leading man opposite Deepika Padukone.
There aren't enough words.
Yeah,
I know. It's been a very joyful and a satisfying experience, and an experience that I could just go through it again if I had the opportunity to just relive it, because that's how much I've enjoyed it, and that's how much enjoyed the company of such lovely people that you see on screen. And they've made me feel a part of it from day one. They've been super nice to me, super kind to me, and it's because of them and the environment that they created that I was able to thrive, or at least I'd like to believe that I thrived. My director and my co-actors can highlight more on that, or touch upon more on that. But so it's been a great experience.
It feels like an Oscar-winning speech. But when you say that they've been nice to you, they've been kind to you, but I think you've earned it. You've earned your place.
I have so. So when I say the position that I'm in right now, it's been because I've worked towards it, and I have worked for it. But I'm talking about the experience of the film when I was on the film, because it's the first time I'm playing a lead part, against a prominent personality and against a well-known director, a big production house. The whole setup was big, and there are some expectations of you. So for you to perform in that environment, the environment has to be very supportive, and that's what I'm highlighting on, that the people around me, everyone was very supportive of me. Yes, I've worked hard for it and I've been rewarded, and I'm not shying away from that. I've worked for it, and yes, that's why I'm here, probably.
That's amazing. Yeah. All right, so Shakun, in the promo launch today, you said about the fact that Deepika is a sort of actor who believes completely in what is being asked for her and just completely immerses herself in that. And even I think she mentioned about the fact that the intimacy factor it's not being used for scintillating purposes, because many a times certain aspects are highlighted in the promos and publicity material for the eyeball's sake. How was your experience of collaborating with Deepika, and the fact that she tends to be very, very involved in whatever she does?
I think there was no other way of doing this film, to be honest. I think this wasn't a film you step into if you are unsure. This is not a film you step into if you have to be really self-assured. You have to let go of your fears. You have to let go of the conventional idea of a heroine. And I think Deepika's been, through her, you can see her graph, through her journey, she has been taking huge leaps in this direction. So it's not it's not surprising that this happened for the two of us together. And as Deepika also mentioned, I think she and I met many years ago. We did have we spent some great time together. We met a bunch of times, and we knew that this is the kind of story she and I would do together. So I had no doubts. I had no second thoughts when I went to her. The only second thought I ever had was after she heard the script, she went AWOL on me for 2 days. And I was like, maybe, either I've written a terrible script or she doesn't think that this is something she should be doing. But 2 days later, when she called me and she was just taking time to kind of really, dive deep into what this character would take out of her. And I think she is somebody who gives into the character emotionally, mentally, physically. And I think she was just taking that time to really commit to that. And I think that's what I like about her. She doesn't jump into things and then figures it out. I think she sits down, makes a commitment, and then steps into the world with you. So I can't see any other way of working with any actor. And I think I've been very fortunate to have actors that I work with who are committed, who are ready to go into unexplored territories, and who are trusting. And she's given me everything and anything and beyond. And I couldn't have asked for more. I mean, I've been asking her for, I have so many times I've redubbed things, reshot things, and they've always been so supportive. So I only have good things and gratitude to share, nothing else.
All right. So, and Deepika, you've said some wonderful things about Shakun. You've said that he's a sort of director who's open to changing lines, and apparently you write with a pencil, and he's open to suggestions. Does it help as an actor to collaborate with such a director?
I'll tell you what helps. I think what helps is that there was just incredible amount of trust, whether it was just a function of us having known each other by chance 4-5 years before we actually ended up working with each other, or that's just the way he is as a professional. I wouldn't know. But the point is that when he came to me with this script, and even through this process, there's just been incredible amount of trust. And so when you have that, then whether it's intimacy or whether it's saying, can I say this line this way instead of that way, it really doesn't matter, because I think what you're investing in really is the larger vision. And he's really the kind of guy who, he just, as long as you've captured the emotion and the essence of the scene and what the characters are trying to say, he's not married to lines, which is actually, it's interesting, because directors are usually that. They, when they've written their own films, then they're really married to their lines, and they're very possessive about that, and they want the actors to say exactly this, and you can't say it any other way. Sometimes they're even sure of in which meter you have to say it. But he was really like, yeah, okay, fine. I mean, try saying it the way you want to say it. And so a lot of this film was, yes, there is a film on paper, but a lot of this film was also just discovering and exploring as we go along, which is why the 45 and 48 and 50 takes, because sure, you can place the camera here and you'll get it, but what if we place the camera here and kind of did the same thing? It just gives you the same thing but a different perspective. So, but I think this film has truly been made on comfort and trust. That's where it really comes from, and not just me and Shakun. I think comfort and trust between the actors as well. The time that we spent before we actually started filming, just getting to know each other as people, understanding each other, where we come from, our backgrounds, our struggles, all of that. I think all of that really just added to what we were able to bring on the day. And I have to say, all three of them are so generous with what they say about me, but really I feel like all three of them were so confident. I don't remember being so confident when I was 2 or 3 films old. But this entire generation now, they're just so confident about their choices, about who they are, about what they bring to the table. And sure, I'm sure they've seen my movies or they've seen my work, but I never felt like, oh my God, they're in awe or, it would affect, what they have to bring to the table. They were just so confident, and which is incredible because I don't remember my generation being like that at all. I think we were just really figuring it out as we went along.
आप हर जनरेशन को आपसे शुरू होती है, तो कोई पुरानी जनरेशन कोई नई जनरेशन नहीं है. You are the generation. Okay, and सिद्धांत चतुर्वेदी, मुझे एक बड़ी दिलचस्प सी बात पता चली आपके बारे में. जब हम आपको यॉट पे देखते हैं और आप शर्ट के बटन आपके खुले हुए हैं, हमें लगता है ये आदमी तो फौरन के हिसाब से अभी समंदर में कूद पड़ेगा. लेकिन अपरेंटली आपको गहराइयों से आपको डर लगता है. You don't like water.
जी.
वो ऐसा लगता है कि अभी आप तो समंदर में बहुत ही ग्लाइड करते हुए आप स्विमिंग कर रहे हैं. You don't, which is interesting.
एक्टिंग कर लेता हूँ.
नहीं, बहुत एक्टर वगैरह आप बहुत कमाल के हैं, इसमें कोई डाउट ही नहीं है.
नहीं, डर तो लगता है, काफी डर लगता है. बट आई थिंक everything comes down to comfort, and like Shakun and all of them like made me feel comfortable and safe. So yeah, I mean that was there, and अब करना है तो करना है. But obviously phobia है तो वो रहेगा बहुत दिनों तक. But I'm still trying to fight it.
All right. Okay. All right. So Ananya, so I have some really interesting rapid fire questions. We can discover the film in that as well. But I have one last question for Ananya. So Ananya, when we see those complex moments in the promo featuring you, so personally, I was not surprised because we've seen what you managed to do in Say Pati Patni, and that level of maturity is there, that hunger is there. बहुत बार एक जो social media का persona बन जाता है, लेकिन जब हम एज एन एक्टर जो है कॉन्फिडेंस आपके अंदर है कि दिस एक्टर कैन पुल ऑफ सीरियस कॉम्प्लेक्स रोल एंड दैट टू एट अ वेरी यंग एज, वो अपने आप में क्रेडिटेबल है. तो आपके लिए ये एक एज एन एक्टर और एक एज अ किरदार शाइन करना कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है?
Thank you so much, firstly. For me, I think it was a very big deal to be working with Shakun. He was, as I've said before, he was a dream director for me. Along with Shakun, for me, actually playing off the performances of the other actors was extremely helpful because I feel like acting comes down to a lot of reacting. So it really helped me to play off Deepika and Dhairya and Sid. And what actually drew me to this film was actually how real and complex the characters are. There was no, this one's a villain, this one's a hero, this one's a heroine. Everyone had bits of gray in them. Everyone had a dark side, everyone had a light side, which makes it real because that's how humans are. And honestly, Shakun has helped me kind of find a process as an actor. I feel like before this, in every film that I was doing, I just wanted to be an actor so badly that I was kind of just having fun and going with it and, doing every single thing that my director would tell me. But Shakun's actually helped me define and make a process as an actor for myself, which I feel like I'll carry on forward with every film that I do. So I really hope that people like me in the film.